Welcome back. The next block of IDEA StatiCa Global User Day 2021 is about where is IDEA StatiCa going. So we saw what it does, we saw the experience of the users. Now it will be great to ask about the future. So I'm very happy that I have 4 of my colleagues here. So starting from the left, Lubomir Šabatka, CEO of the company. Hello.
Hello.
What is it that you do for IDEA StatiCa?
I do CEO and I'm owner and I must say I really like it. But also I must say that with such group of nice, clever, educated, enthusiastic people, it's a really easy job.
Thank you. Lukáš Bobek, Product Development Engineer. Hello.
Hey, everyone.
What's your role in the organization?
As a PDE, I am responsible for collecting the features or requests from the customers. I am responsible for the concrete apps. It means that I try to implement as many requests as features to our concrete apps, and also the implementations of the national codes. Then we also present our results at many different conferences all over the world.
Mm-hmm. Do you also code, or do you have people for that?
I don't code. I just prepare the documentation for the software engineers who create the apps.
All right, thank you. Martin Jansa, Development Director. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
What do you do?
Well, I am the director of the development, which in our case is not the building construction development, but the software development. So I lead a team of the developers, software developers who actually take requirements from Lukáš and others and implement the best products for the customers.
Sounds great. Adam Kozousek, Product Engineer. How are you?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Mom. I'm a product engineer from the team, and I help you guys with the technical issues on the help desk. So every time you read name Adam, that's me in the reply. You may know me from webinars. We travel to conferences. We give trainings, prepare content for web pages and support center. So pretty busy job, right?
Yeah, you seem very busy. Nice. And the whole IDEA StatiCa is busy. We now have over 7,000 commercial licenses around the world, on a track to hit 10,000 by the end of the next year. Lubos, those are good numbers, but what do we do next?
Yes, these numbers are very good. We have a lot of existing customers, but we need new ones or want to convince a lot of new ones. And so there are a little bit different things for them. The new people need simplicity, clarity, easy use of the software. The existing clients ask for more functionality, more analysis, beam links, etc., etc. So these two things are a little bit in opposite way. Yeah? So our goal, our task is to fulfill demands, both of them.
All right, thank you. Martin, we are getting a lot of feedback from especially the current customers, especially those who submit a support case. Do we know what is the silent majority doing and how happy they are?
Well, getting the feedback from the vocal people is, of course, easier. So I would welcome everyone to and wish everyone would send us some feedback. What we are doing in the support part, on the support we are getting the request, bug reports, etc. So what we are trying to do is to minimize the amount of the support by following what is happening in the product, and by having the telemetry analytical data that help us to be able to discover issues even before they are reported by the customers.
Nice. Adam, IDEA StatiCa Connection, our most successful application, does it need to change?
You're right. Not really. It's a perfect product. I love it. Our users, thousands of them, love it as well. So no change really. but of course, we keep improving it, and we want to focus on adding more value to it, right? So you can be more effective with it, and by means like that was mentioned already, these new things like connection browser, with this cloud-based connection database, improving BIM links, of course, pushing in even further each release we give to our users. So that's the way we want to go.
Okay. We're also investing a lot into concrete, Lukáš. Is it enough?
I have to say that as a person who is responsible for all concrete apps, it's like a gift for me, this fact. Now we know where we are strong. We have a very nice solution, a very general solution, for example, for the solving of reinforced and pre-stressed cross sections. We have some solution for 2D walls and discontinuity regions. So we know that we are very strong at this solver and this FEM elements. Now we are investing much more money to it. We want to speed up our solver in detail. What do you think about it, that our solver could be 4 times faster? Yeah. We have results which are comprehensive with the experiments. So I'm happy for it and keep continuing. But we want to have a connected steel and concrete, so we are heading in this way.
Okay, thanks a lot. Speaking of the new things, there's this new application out of beta since the last release called Member. Luboš, what is it for?
Member. We have connections. It's nice product, and we could be happy and have a rest. But there are nice issues to solve, like stability of steel members. It's a big issue between Society of Steel Engineers. There are good formulas in the code, but very unclear definition how the member is supported at the end. And we have connections, and these connections are that support. So it's
All right.
easy to use. We have connections, put member between that, and have it.
Well, sounds appealing. So, Adam, would you be so kind and tell us a little bit more about that?
Gladly. All right. IDEA StatiCa Member, why we think it should be a next step in treating buckling and stability code checks for complex non-standard members. So why do we even bother with this? Why do we do Member? Because we believe this tool can be a new approach, and that would help engineers to be more safe, more precise, and more effective in analyzing, designing, code-checking complex members. Right? Now realize the revolution in structure analysis happened decades ago. Finite elements were adopted, and today nobody is questioning it, right? Nobody would be using deformation or force methods for the analysis. This is happening with the details of structures, steel connections, reinforced concrete, complex details as well. The method has been adopted as well. And we believe it's time to bring this to the field of perfect member analysis as well. So that's why we are coming with the member. Now, how we do that? By innovations. So we spent years of research on finite elements. We came up with 2 new methods, CBFEM, CSFM. So we look at what are the pains of engineers, of you, then we think of how to solve it, and then we just develop it and deliver it to you, right? So what are we delivering to you right now is IDEA StatiCa Member for steel and concrete. So it brings the most advanced analysis of complex beams, columns, frames, or even subsystems of structures. It utilizes the nonlinear second-order analysis with imperfections, and all of that is there to solve the stability and buckling issues of complex members and co-checking them at once. And it takes into account the real connections, their stiffnesses, openings in the members, stiffeners, exact rebars in the concrete sections, and so on. So from a perspective of structural engineer, what does it provide to me? IDEA Member gives me a precise model of the part of the structure. I'm free in terms of geometry and loads. I can model whatever I like. I can do it easily with this simple UI. I get fast results, fast response. But for me personally, the most important thing is that I have a perfect visual control of the part of the structure I'm interested in, right? So I can see immediately the buckling shapes. I can see what's happening in the structure. That means the best safety control check for me as an engineer, right? I can, for example, play with the stiffeners, its positions in the, on the member, and see about the consequences. On the other hand, we have the analytical approach that's been used till today, which is reliable for simple cases. But when it comes to the complex members, non-standards, it's becoming estimations, or even it's impossible to use them. It's also pretty demanding process. Realize it's nearly 90 pages in the code that you have to go through, looking into tabs, equations, coefficients, and so on. It's a tough job. And last, but the most important, you have no picture of the problem, right? So you calculate some numbers on the paper, but you don't know what's happening in the structure. And that's especially very dangerous for young engineers, right? So IDEA Member for steel, what can it do? A whole variety of beams, columns, platforms, whatever you like. So let's see in a short video, how does it feel? So it's pretty much similar to IDEA Connection. You start a new project, then you do the modeling part of the geometry. You can add cross-sections, members, and so on. Then you input the loads, line loads, combinations, and so on. Then you move on to the connection design, where we use the IDEA Connection application. Then you can add openings, stiffeners, any items to the analyze member. And then you move on to the analysis part, which consists of 3 steps. Linear analysis that checks the cross-section, then the buckling analysis that calculates you the buckling factors, buckling shapes that you can review, take a look. Then you add imperfections and calculate the nonlinear analysis with imperfections that tells you if this member is safe or not clearly in one picture. Pretty much the same with member for concrete. Again, let's see about in the short shot. How does it look like? It's the same program. You have the concrete column, for example, then you reinforce it as you wish, as you like. All free to combine whatever you like. Then regarding the analysis, you have the linear one, which is connected to our RCS application, and that gives you overall exhausting code check of the section. And of course, again, the nonlinear part of the analysis that tells you how your column stands regarding the imperfections and buckling and so on. And of course, at the end, you print out the report and that's it. So where is IDEA StatiCa Member going? So we believe IDEA StatiCa Member is going to become the common solution, widespread solution for analysis of complex members. And of course, we want to add more value to that. So fire resistance, code checks for steel and concrete, steel concrete composites and combined models and so on. So this is the future. So now I'm curious, how do you guys actually treat the buckling and stability issues in your job? So let's have a poll.
Let us know. How do you treat buckling of members exposed to stability problems? Advanced software solution, analytical approach, over-design. I don't do it. I just do the linear basic analysis. So when you have to deal with tasks like this, what is your current approach? All right. Questions coming in. It's a tight finale between analytical approach and advanced software solution, right? Okay. Okay. Well, Lukáš, what do you think about the results?
Yeah, the results is very good for me. It means it means that we are heading in a right direction, and our solution is the right solution for the engineers. So we would work more on it to bring the customers what they want to have, what they want to use. And I think that also the very good message for the environment, because using this advanced solution, you can use as less material as possible to obtain safe structure.
All right. I saw in the chat a question, if it is in the installation or do I have to purchase it? If you download the latest version and you have a license of IDEA StatiCa Steel or Concrete, you have the member there. No need to do anything. Just launch it and try it out. Another question from the audience. Lubos, this is on you. Are we planning to develop the full FEM analysis solution like SAP 2000 in the future? Yes or no?
It's simple answer, no.
All right.
Should I explain? I think that everybody should do what is able to do the best. Yeah? And there are a lot of software for whole structures, the complex FEA programs. We are able to do the same, but we are not want to fight with them. We do not want to compete. Yeah? We rather collaborate with them. So it's useless to bring another new same tool as they are on the market.
Okay. So we keep our focus on the design applications. Martin, how do we know that we are doing it right?
Well, first I would say that apparently from what the audience is saying, that they are using the tools, it looks that we are doing it right. So thanks for this feedback. And also we see companies who are copying our software. So they are a little bit behind, maybe more behind, and some of them already gave up and rather cooperate with us. So I would say that it's a confirmation that we are doing the right thing.
All right, thank you. Adam, you mentioned stability. So is it done with this version of IDEA StatiCa that's out?
Well, IDEA StatiCa Member, that's the answer. I believe we are where we want to be right now, and I'm happy for the poll answers that we are coming with this at the right time, that people are ready to adopt this new approach, this technology. But yeah, I guess in software development, you're never finished. So yes, we still are missing some features there, like tapered members, haunches. Okay. We can dive deeper into local buckling issues and so on. But we keep improving that, and
Okay.
that's it.
Okay. I see an interesting question. Let's do it together. Is it possible to take the deformed state of the secondary beam members into account by analyzing the main member? For example, by checking the global stiffness. What do you think?
We use not the deformed state, but we use the end forces
Okay.
from this secondary beam. So, in fact, it is the same. Yeah?
Okay. That's a yes. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Lukáš, about concrete, you mentioned that our cross-section solution is it can do all the reinforced pre-stress cross-sections. Is that something that you would like to see in the future? What we can do more here?
Yes, of course. There are many tasks which can be solved using our software. Now we are able to solve all reinforced and pre-stressed concrete cross-section, and also the concrete composites cross-section. But we would like to also assess steel concrete cross-sections. What is the future? And there is no solution on the market for it. We can also have a thermal analysis. It's it's a thing or the feature which a lot of our customers ask us for to develop it.
And that's probably another question. Any plans related to that? Any plans to incorporate tools for structural fire-resistant thermal analysis into IDEA StatiCa Member? So that's
for the
that's a yes.
concrete member, I can say yes.
Okay. Okay.
For the steel also. Yes.
Also yes.
Yes.
Okay. Could we export final detailed reinforcement from IDEA StatiCa concrete directly into a 3D BIM model? So we figured out a concrete detail and we want to get it somehow into a third-party solution. What can we do, Lukáš?
Now it is possible to export the whole model, including the reinforcement, to the DXF file.
Okay.
So the user or the engineer can use the 3D DXF file for the other use, for the other software, for example, or for drawings.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. Is it possible to do fatigue analysis of members and their connections? Lubos.
It is already there in version 21.1.
So yes, we can.
You can yes, you can find it in connections.
All right, thanks a lot. We're talking about the future. It's not just what we want, it's about what the industry wants, is telling us, or it's going to. We are carefully examining what trends are in motion. So I would like to ask Martin to tell us a little bit about the two mega trends we see.
I would be happy to. Hello everyone again. My name is Martin Jansa and I am the director of the development at IDEA StatiCa. And I am happy I can shortly speak about what we expect to be our future. So first trend I want to mention is BIM. I'm quite sure that every one of you already knows what the BIM is. So let me summarize very briefly its evolution. In the first level of BIM, the people were sending project data over from one to another, and it was similar to the Chinese whisper game, where you pass the information and you hope the last one in the row gets the original information without a noise, which we all know that it rarely happens. In the second level of BIM, the shared storage of the project data is established and allows everyone to get directly to the content he needs and improves the cooperation in the team because the people don't wait for each other to get the data. The third level is based on a cloud, and the database solves some additional problems like accepting the project changes, access rights, security, etc. But what can we expect to be the next level of BIM? I'm a software engineer, so let me share with you a little bit how the software industry currently uses the cloud technologies. For nearly a decade, the software is heavily using the cloud storage with a strong support of automation, where most of the repetitive tasks are done by the machines. This picture visualizes the typical workflow where the developers push their code changes into the center repository, and on every change, the automated pipeline is initiated and the automated jobs do all the possible checks, and eventually they also release the applications to the customers. So imagine that in the future of BIM, whenever an architect makes some changes in the model that change the loading of some parts of the BIM model, the automated checks are done for whole building, and the feedback is provided to all the team, and the structure engineer can potentially react on that and make some adjustments. But let's get back to the current BIM. Does it really work great for everyone? Unfortunately, according to our best knowledge, the structure engineers tend to have more work with BIM than they used before. The problem is that the BIM typically does not contain the FEA model data, and the structure engineers need to manually follow the changes in the CAD model and prepare structure solutions for individual components in advance. So how do we plan to deal with this problem? In the ideal scenario where the FEA data is fully supported in the BIM, we can import the CAD model with this loading data directly from BIM to our checkbot application, and we can do all the calculations that you customers can use. This is currently supported in very few vendors, and in many cases, we need to wait for the vendors to be able to store the FEA model data together with the CAD. So before that happens, the other workflow that we support is that we need to use two projects. We have the FEA model project, and then we have additional checkbot project, which we create from the CAD application, CAD data, and we enhance this CAD data with the loading information from the first project. Sounds a little bit more complicated than it truly is, but it's still easier than what is supported at the moment when the loading data are needed to be imported on connection-to-connection basis. So we believe that having this in checkbot will save some time for you, our customers. So this is for the BIM, and let's look at another trend, which is the community. Again, let's get inspired again in the software development world. What do you think the developers do when they need to solve almost any problem? Well, yes, they Google for it. And they do that because they always find something. They find the source code, they find examples, they find full repositories of problems solved. The community support in the software industry might be one of the reasons why this industry is that progressive. And we want to inspire from that and use the similar approach and the power of community also in the daily work of the structure engineers. You might have noticed that we are gradually replacing our templates feature with the connection browser functionality, which you have already heard in the block 1. In the latest version 21.1, you can publish your connection solutions and use them later on any computer you log in, while only solutions matching your current project geometry are proposed to you. Sharing with yourself does not sound like a best value yet, I admit. So let me explain what is the future of this functionality, what is behind it. We plan to allow you to share the connections not only with yourselves, of course, but also with the colleagues in your company, and eventually also publicly with any structure engineer in the world. We also plan to provide a free website where anyone can search for the solutions based on the geometric criteria and browse them and get the inspiration and easily apply them in his projects. That is why we call this technology the connection browser already now. We believe that we can help the productivity of the structure engineers by elimination of the redesigning of already invented, while still only the parts of the constructions and not the complete projects are shared. So that's it for the trends. And I am very interested on your feedback, so let's have another poll.
So let's imagine that you have a steel connection new model, and how willing are you to share it with the community? Of course, anonymized. There's not going to be the name of the project on it. Yes, I would like to contribute to the community. Maybe depends on what I can back in return, or no, I don't want. So how much are we willing to share our work and hopefully get something in exchange? There's this black passenger dilemma going on, right? But let's hope we can overcome it. And it seems that we do. 70% of engineers are at least considering or is willing to share the work and contribute to the community. Luboš, how surprised are you by the results?
I'm a little bit surprised, but I must say it's a very nice surprise.
Surprise?
I was afraid that the opinion, this is mine, I use it only for me, that will be more for more people. But it seems that not. Okay. It's great.
Adam, you used to be a structural engineer. What would be the reason you would not share?
Well, that's a delicate question. I understand, I resonate with these results, but I can imagine if you create something, you spend time on that, right? It's your result of your job. You would tend to protect that solution, right, for yourself. Mm. So I understand this, these reasons, but I have to say now, from my perspective and what I've learned, in the meantime, sharing is really a future, and it allows other branches, as we can observe, to develop much faster. So I strongly believe this is the way structural engineering should go as well. So yes.
Okay. Thanks for the poll. Lukáš, so the BIM is the clear way forward?
Yeah, let's say that there are big advantages when somebody is using a BIM process. Current situation is a bit different. It means that a lot of people use the standard way to create the projects. It means that I'll take a standalone app and design, for example, the whole FEM model. Mm-hmm. Then I choose the one part of it and design it from the beginning in the different software. Yeah, I understand that using this way, the structural engineer has everything under control. But I think that he can increase he increase this productivity by using the BIM, and we would like to show our customers that using the BIM is the right way, and by developing right tools for this BIM process to persuade the customers or show them that it could be nice to use this process.
And the customers, they understand and they want more. So there's a question. Are there plans to develop bi-directional BIM links to export changed IDEA models back to FEA CAD software? Let's split it into FEA first. So let's say I have my analytical model. I exported a couple of steel connections. What would I want to get back, Adam?
I don't really feel that this would be the way to send data from connection back to the analytical software, because you're importing forces geometry from the structural software, right? And then you use it for the connection design. So then you just add the design and co-check the details. So,
And how do we handle the update of information with FEA software now?
If there's any change in the software, in the structure model, we just update the data into our connection models. Easy way, no time operation.
Yeah. And that's what we believe is enough for the FEA workflow, when we just update, synchronize automatically, and it's already working, whatever change in your FEA software happened.
Right.
For the CAD, and it also was from the last block. So that the question is if we can get, for example, a steel connection back to TECLA structures. More complicated. Who wants to take it? Boys?
I
can as well.
expect that it will be on me. The problem is that these CAD softwares use their special templates, special macros, and if we change them in our software, in fact, we are able to put there all plates and bolts and etc., but we cannot modify this macro, and this is the issue. But we are planning to export our solution into the CAD software and keep it there as IDEA StatiCa solution.
All right. So imagine you get those connections back to, for example, TECLA structures, but they would not have the intelligence of the TECLA macros. They will be bolts, plates.
But there will be our intelligence.
Let's not get into which intelligence is higher. Okay. Any plans about API of IDEA StatiCa solution? So maybe it would be good to start. What's the current status of API for IDEA StatiCa? Martin?
Yeah, I think I can take it. Yes, we do have the APIs already. I don't know if this question is about whether to introduce API or enhance it. So first thing is we already have it. We have a public GitHub repository where the API is available to everyone. You can take a look at the data, and there are some API calls to examples how to integrate with IDEA StatiCa. Maybe I would like to add to that a few weeks ago we released the source code of one complete product. I think it's the RFM integration, which is available on the open repository for everyone to take a look and use it.
So if I'm a developer of a similar solution like RFM is, I can find the source code of the integration with IDEA StatiCa, and I can use it as a template to build my own link. That's the great example of the
sharing.
You might even call it a massive shortcut in how to make that happen. Okay, that's great. Another question, will it be possible to import more files to one IDEA file and generate the report in one click for all the connections? Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, this is something that we hear on our help desk. One of the often wishes from you, our customers. I want to believe this will be possible.
And should this happen on the level of the actual application, whether it is a connection or detail, or should it happen, on the level of the checkbot?
It should be on the level of checkbot, yes.
Okay, so once I have the project managed by the checkbot, I can then populate the one big report.
Yeah, we plan to have the overall report in checkbot for all items which are in it.
And would you share the number of version which this will be available in? Or at least a year?
No.
Well, maybe we'll be surprised how fast it is. All right. Guys, thanks a lot for discussing the future of IDEA StatiCa. Thanks a lot for showing us the way. Thanks a lot for showing us that structural engineers are the priority. It was great to having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.